Comrade, it's a great time having you. We have been having a series of teachings on entrepreneurship, how to enhance your risk minimizing in the entrepreneurial world, and we have had the series one, the part one, part two. You're going to have part of the lecture you're going to be having. I want to remind you that I have a lot of ebooks I'm raising on Amazon Kindle and Gumroad. If you go to Amazon Kindle and Gumroad, I have ebooks. I'm advertising on Facebook, Twitter. I'm not getting sales. Help me. Books like Enhancing Your Entrepreneurial Agility, $4. Amazon Kindle and Gumroad. Building your competence, a credit plan, $4. To be impossible to have this world, it will be impossible to have this world without you. There is something inside the world that's in need of $4. Your marriage will be a state of mind to hold $5. Leaders of generation, I think it's $5. Also have these books too: Building Yourself as a Millionaire, $4. Enhance Your Risk Taking Ability, $4. Enhance Your Decision Making Ability, $4. Growing with a cloud of luminaries and economics, $4. Also smaller the level of competition put together. I have a lot of books there. Amazon Kindle and Gumroad. If you can dream it, you can do it. Enhancing Your Opportunity Generating Capability. A lot of books. Go and get them and read them and send your comment. I'm counting. I'm not getting sales. I know you guys. You help me get sales of these books. Also have a lot of videos on motivational messages like building a system motivation message. The 15 minutes. Go to YouTube, my channel. Nothing can stop your motivation messages. The 15 minutes. Watch them and subscribe to them. Also on YouTube, I have another channel. Your marriage will be a state of mind to what the teachings on dating and courtship and marriage. Watch them, subscribe to them, and send your comment. Also, there are also another channel. River from a Temple sermons. There are sermons like Economy of God, My Secret is Jesus. If it's not live for God, it's not live for faith. You are not in this world by an accident, and all of the integrities of President never fails. They are there. Watch them, subscribe to them, send your comment. I have academic videos on economics, price, elasticity of demand, I have a lot of economic videos to go to based on economic lectures and get those things. Also have videos on entrepreneurship. As I've told you, creating a new trend of business, the 15 minutes. Also how to start a business from a small scale, growing a business from a small scale to multinational, 15 minutes. Watch them, subscribe to them, send your comment. And thank you for your support you've been giving me and all this one. So great today. So I'm going to continue. Let me share you some. We have been sharing this enhancing your risk minimizing ability and entrepreneurial world. And these are the lecture 3 on this part. And let me just do a small recap of the things we said in lecture 1 and lecture 2. Lecture 1, lecture 1, we introduced the topic and said that indeed one of the greatest risks of all time is to reposition yourself to enhance your risk minimizing ability to face preponderance or numerous of risks in a competitive business environment. We understood that also in lesson 1 2. We understood that in the midst of competitive environment, you need to be smarter than the whole level of competition put together to create something out of nothing. And that was also very vehement. It's a very indispensable instrumentality that will help us to achieve something for ourselves. Also, we understood that we can be able to lift flock in productivity and efficiency if you're able to transition with the growing level of performance, if you're able to enhance our risk minimizing ability. In lesson 1, lesson 2, we spoke about the quote from Mark Zuckerberg. We said that Mark Zuckerberg, the American businessman, once said that one of the greatest risks is not taking any risks. In the world that's changing rapidly, one of the strategies that guarantees failure is not taking any risks. So we understood that indeed a man like Sir Richard Nicholas Branson, one of the person who understood these principles, started 7 business companies. All the 7 companies collapsed, Virgin Cars, and all those things. Later, he bounced back and set Virgin Atlantic Company, and now I have over 150 branches in the global world. He also wrapped our mind. So I said to you a very detailed story about a man called Robert Edward Tetena, the owner of CNN. Tetena, for short, Edward Tetena, what they call him, Tetena, an American entrepreneur. I told you that the father started advertising company, and the advertising company was in serious debt. So the father at a point committed suicide. He took over at the age of 24, grew the company it became a global enterprise, and later he ventured into radio stations. That time he bought the UFC radio station. That time it didn't have a lot of audience, but he brought a lot of innovation like WTHC. Watch this channel grow. He brought a lot of chain a call sign, and later he have over 2 million subscribers, and he worth to $100 million. Later in '79, together with Ricky Schofield, they set up the CNN, the Canal News International, with an initial investment of $15 to $20 million. That helped. So we share these stories about that, and then the climax of this lesson is, how do I minimize my risks in a competitive business environment. I think that's the most very important thing of all. So we're going to discuss the appropriate ways of enhancing your risk minimizing ability in a competitive business environment. Appropriate ways of enhancing your risk minimizing ability in a competitive business environment. We are talking about one, marketing risks. What are some of the ways that will help, some of the blistering ways that will help me to deal with marketing risks? One, for instance, if you are operating a digital marketing platform, to avoid losing your customers to other marketing platform, you can introduce innovative idea like this. Anytime any buyer buys frequently from your digital platform, you assign him a cash cost. As he buys frequently from your digital platform, his cash cost amount to a level, and when the amount is some level, you receive cash payment for buying frequently from the digital platform. This will make your digital platform, marketing platform, very novel to keep your customers, to reduce the risk of losing them to other digital marketing platform. So a novel idea that I have a digital marketing platform. Most digital marketing platform, this is not the norm. You buy things and they deliver to you. I have a digital marketing platform where, as you buy frequently, you are assigned a score. When the amount to some level, maybe 100 point basis point or 200 basis point, you receive a cash payment for frequent buying on the platform. This is a very innovative, very palliative way of ensuring that you keep your customers on digital platform without losing them. And this will play a very precipitating role, quintessential role towards achieving that, reducing the risk of losing your customers to other digital platform. So again, when it comes to marketing manufactured product, example, the risks involving marketing manufactured product, most of the time your product should be quality and relative, the price should be reasonably affordable. And to avoid the risks of marketing product with low sales, not having sales, plus relatively reasonable price relatively for a product, one of the areas that can help you achieve that is that, think about this thing. Most of the time, one of the things that constitute a higher cost that play a key role when it comes to cost of doing business, sometimes the wages and salaries of your workers. The time when the wages and salaries are too high, it makes your cost of production very high and the price goes up. Maybe you are a startup, you want to penetrate the market. Maybe you can think about something. You pay your workers not very low, but not very high, but reasonable salaries, not very highly high, not very low, but reasonable salary, medium, within the middle ground. But also you provide a financial facility so that they can borrow from it at a lower interest rate or no interest rate, so that it can support their salaries, so they can reduce the higher cost of salary payment to keep price low to penetrate the market. Especially if you're a startup entrepreneur, you can make them understand that we want to penetrate the market. Because we want to penetrate the market, we have to keep our cost reasonably at a reasonable level so you can penetrate. So your salaries, I'm not going to pay you too low. I'm not going to pay you a ceiling high, but I'm going to pay you a reasonable level. But also, I'll create a financial facility. I'll put money down. If you want to borrow, to invest, to add to your salary, you can borrow and invest and pay back maybe at no interest rate. I think this will be very important, be very graduous. That will help so that these workers, as they receive reasonable salaries, they can also leverage on the financial facility. They can borrow and invest to add up to your salary without affecting their welfare, whilst at the same time you maintain costs at a reasonable level. This will help you to get the cost of production at a reasonable limit, having a relatively lower price than your competitors, with enhanced quality, the needed results, the marketing strategy will produce the needed results of higher sales, reducing the risk of losing out in the operation. So I remember a couple of times I said, why? I remember I had the privilege of working in a firm. A firm didn't want to pay the workers very high. I said, if you are not paying the workers high, why can't you create a credit facility so that even the workers' salary is not high, they can borrow from it, invest and pay back at a minimum interest rate. It's at the same thing. They are going to pay back and it's going to help their salary so that it doesn't impoverish them. Right? It doesn't become monstrous. So in the same way, they will pay back so you contain the cost of salaries. At the same time, you don't end up trying to marginalize their welfare. If especially a startup, you need to penetrate. These are very novel ideas that can keep your price at a reasonable level whilst you try to penetrate. And This will help you to achieve that. Again, so marketing risks, we're talking about at the digital platform, you can create a cash course so people frequently buy. We also are talking about marketing and manufacture product at a relatively lower price, you get a higher sales by containing wages and providing financial facility. Also, if you're marketing schools, people have set up schools, crèche, kindergarten, primary, senior high schools, junior high schools, especially crèche, kindergarten, and primary schools. Sometimes people reduce the risk of advertising your schools with low enrollment. Sometimes people advertise these schools in the media. Some they get the results, some they don't get the results. You see the low enrollment. I think there's an innovative way to help increase enrollment without excessive advertising. For instance, you can form a team, and the team will be visiting parents in their house at a very reasonable time where they will meet their parents. It will help them to establish bond and relationship with their parents, so that they and let them understand the relevance of bringing their children to school, so that it will not be just a mere bring their children to school. They will have a bond with the teachers and the workers and the teachers there. So it will help you attract these parents depending on your communicating skills and how you make the teachers parents feel that they are part of the school. I think this will help you to build a bond relationship with parents than only mere radio and television advertising that are sometimes doesn't produce the needed results. The distance of this stands the result of producing that results to reach the nirvana, so that it helps you at a point to achieve that, right? So that you build a bond with the parents. Some parents, you look at the bond. Some parents take their children to some school because of the bond they have with the teachers. To just be a mere radio advertising on radio where they don't even know the headmaster, they don't know the teachers. The advertising, fine. There's nothing wrong advertising in the school anyway, but it can be complemented with these strategies too, and that will help increase the enrollment to reduce the risk of losing these students to other your competitors in the market. And these are very important ways when it comes to, especially when it comes to crèche, when it comes to the kindergarten and primary schools. Number 4, also beyond, another way you can look at it, beyond marketing your product to your customers. To avoid losing some of your customers, it is better to move beyond just marketing your product. In addition, find out some of your customers, especially your loyal customers, their business, some of the business they run, have knowledge on the business. Get knowledge, radical knowledge on the business. Your loyal customers, what are some of the business they do? Can I get people, or can I equip somebody with knowledge to impact into them? Maybe you can visit them in their homes or at their free time, impact knowledge into them, how they can grow their businesses. So it will not be just a mere matter of just selling the product to your customers. So but also you're also interested in also growing their business. So it will help you to stay loyal to your product. It will help them to stay loyal to your product, connecting them to variety opportunities. You can first, it's not only about impacting knowledge to their business, also look at how do you connect them to opportunity. Maybe the opportunity they don't even know, locally or globally. That will help them grow their business, so that you move away from just being customers buying your product to another level of relationship that seeks to this unconventional approach that will help you move away from just buying your product to an overriding level, building economic vibrancies of their business that will develop a protracted relationship. These are very important. In most cases, you don't see companies doing it. Companies are only interested in them buying your product and having that good customer relationship. They are not also look at the level where they can also contribute towards building these people, their businesses, their knowledge, in terms of connecting them to opportunities, in terms of maybe financial facilities and anything that also help grow their business. But develop a certain level of relationship that help to achieve something that's very incontrovertibly that will overriding level of results that will help. A company like Innocent Drink Company in 1989, British company that produced smoothies and juice over the period, understood what it means to build understood what it means to implement the correct marketing strategy to minimize risks, and therefore it's also very important and very sacrosanct for you to implement these rudimentary for you to achieve that. So I'm wrapping up on lesson 3. And lesson 3, I was talking about how to deal with marketing risks over the period. And So I want to remind you, as I leave lesson 10, the lesson 3, the lesson 4 and 5 will come. I want to remind you that I have a lot of ebooks. Burning Your Competence, The Credit Planner, $4 at the Amazon Kindle in Can mode. It is important to have this world without you, $4. There is something inside the world that's $4. Your marriage based on mind to $5. Leaders of General Tickets, $5. Also, Enhancing Your Risks, Minimizing Ability. Also, it's a book, $4. Amazon Kindle in Can mode. Also, have a book like Building Yourself as a Millionaire, $4. Enhancing Your Risks, Taking Ability, $4. Smarter Than a Level of Competition, put together, $4. Also, we have something like we have a book. We have a book like Growing with a Cloud of Luminaries and Connoisseurs, $4. Also, a book like Smarter Level of Competition put together. All these books are there available on Amazon and Gamble. I have a lot of motivation messages like Burning Yourself as a Millionaire, teachings on dating and courtship and marriage. Also, I have sermons, River from the Temple sermons, like Economy of God. Also, I have books, economic tutorials on elasticity, national income. Also, have these things that are available for you. Leverage on them, and thank you. We will meet again, lesson 4 on the series How to Enhance My Risk Minimizing Ability in the Entrepreneurial World.